Welcome to the Holloman Institute videos, Move of the Month. Every month we're going to bring you a new move that comes from our massage and body work. Today what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how to turn someone from lying face down onto their side and then from on their side to face up. What you will need for this are two towels. One rolled up to use as a pillow, another to support the knees. And I am going to do this first with my son fully clothed so that you can clearly see exactly what I'm doing. Then I'm going to show you how to do it with him fully draped. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to his feet. I'm going to imagine that I've just finished my massage on the back side of the body, and I'm going to ask him to turn his neck and head to one side or the other. It doesn't matter which side he turns to. So go ahead, Nico, and turn your head to the side. And I'm going to gather all the material of the sheet that I can get a hold of here. And I'm going to pull him gently down toward me. Nico's quite tall, so you're going to see that his feet and ankles hang over the table quite a bit. Then I'm going to come toward his head, and I'm going to bring one arm up, extend it up like this, remove the face rest. And then I'm going to bring his other arm into the same position as this arm. Now here's where the magic begins. I'm going to bring my forearm underneath his ankles like this, and I'm going to bend his knees up. I'm going to gently lift his legs so that I can get my other forearm just above the knees underneath his thighs. Now watch. I'm going to slowly drop his feet and ankles to the side as I pull his knees toward me. I did not lift him. If you lift your clients, you're going to hurt your back. Please let the table always carry the weight of your client. Now, for most people, this is an unstable position. So take my foot and I place it here to secure his legs in this position. Now, I'm going to take this arm and I'm going to bring it underneath his arm and shoulder here like this. I'm going to roll him back toward me and move him gently toward the middle of the table. And you can see now he's lying on his side. Here I have my pillow ready to put underneath his neck and head so that he can lie comfortably in the side lying position. Many people need work in the side lying position. There are many advanced moves that we teach in deep body work, as well as Esalen massage that we do from the side lying position. You can then position the arms however is comfortable for your client and then do whatever work you're going to do from this posture. So let's imagine that I've finished the work on the side. What I'm going to do now is take the towel out from in between his knees. And I can actually leave this towel in like this, should I so choose, and actually use it as a gentle means for guiding him toward the other side of the table away from me, and then roll him gently onto his back. So you can see he's in a nice spinal twist position here. I'm just going to take the opportunity to push him a little bit further. Now I'm going to come back down, going to get this arm that's closest to his feet underneath his knees like this, and this hand is going to slide underneath his waist. My hand is going to come toward the sacrum like this, and then I pull him again along the surface of the table, and voila, he's face up. And then I can adjust him Let's imagine now that I want to bring him back up toward the top of the table. What I can do is simply adjust the sheet a little bit here. Sometimes what I like to do is I'll use the arm as leverage to get back underneath. Straighten the sheet out a little bit. And I can gather the sheet again, as I did from when he was lying face down. And I can pull him up toward me like this. And if the asymmetry of the sheet is disturbing you, you can just take some time. Remember, never lift your client, roll your client. Roll your client, and that way you can get the sheet back on top of the surface of the table. And then you're ready to do your work on the front side of the body. Now I'm going to show you the same move with Nico fully draped, and I'm going to contextualize the move by doing a few long strokes, and I'm going to flow then right into turning him onto his side and then onto his back. So you can imagine that I'm just getting to the end of my massage on the back. Doing some nice flowing long strokes to finish down his body. I see that Nico is nice and relaxed. And what I'm going to do is cover him again at the end of the massage. I'm going to cover him in a very specific manner. What I'm going to do is ask him now to turn his neck and head to one side or the other. And I'm going to move the sheet up in between his legs like this, just above the knee. And I'm going to expose the whole area that I need to get a hold of. I'm also going to put a little bit of oil on my forearms, which is going to help me glide underneath his body. And just as I showed you before, I'm going to get a hand underneath his ankle and his feet. Oh, forgot a little step here first. Got to pull him down toward me. Then I need to take one arm and bring it up like this. Take out the face rest. Bring his other arm up into the same posture, as close to the back of the head as I can. The closer you can get to the back of the head, the easier the whole process becomes. Now, I'm going to get a hand, the whole forearm, underneath his ankles like this, but above the sheet. You see how I'm above the draping sheet here. I'm going to bring Nico up like this, and I'm going to make sure that he's both well draped on this side, but there isn't too much material that I have to pull out from underneath his body. I'm going to lift him very gently. I'm just going to move him like this into a partial twist position. Then I'm going to make sure I'm not stepping on my sheet here. I'm going to brace him like this. And move the sheet such that there's a minimal amount of material underneath him when I turn him. Also, in that endeavor, I'm going to pull the sheet out from in between his legs, like that, so that it can fall on top of him. Now, here I go underneath him like this, and I roll him onto his shoulder side like this. There we go. And now his legs remain stable. I'm going to take the towel and bring it underneath his head like this. You can see the whole time Nico's remained really nicely draped. Put the sheet in between his knees. And now I'm ready to work on him in the sideline position, however I want to do that. So let's imagine I'm doing all of my work from the sideline position, and now I want to continue to move him onto his back. What am I going to do? Well, again, I'm going to make sure that there's a minimal amount of sheet underneath him. When I turn him, I'm going to bring my arm underneath him like this and get a hold of this shoulder. And then I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to push this shoulder that way. I'm not going to lift him. If I lift him, I carry his weight, and the possibility is there that I could hurt my back. Don't want to do that. See how he's remaining nicely draped. If I were working on a woman, I would of course be careful to keep the sheet draped all the way up here. And I come over to this side. I remove this towel from in between his knees. Now, get my hand underneath his knees like this. Make sure that the drape is going to remain right where I want it. Now you're not going to be able to see this hand going underneath because it's going to be underneath the sheet. Here I go underneath his waist like this. I get a hold of either the pelvis or his sacrum, and I pull him onto his back. Boom. Now, see, it's very easy just to free the sheet from underneath him. He's fully draped, almost ready. I just want to adjust him a little bit. Move him up toward me so that his feet aren't hanging because he's a bit too tall for this table. Up he comes. And then if I want to, I can use the sheet to adjust him even more to one side or the other. You see how easily I can get a hold of the sheet like this, pull him a little bit toward me, pull him a little bit more toward me, or if I so choose, I can simply get my arm underneath him, pull him more toward me. Now, as you can see, he's nice and centered on the table. So, that is how you do this move. Now, he's ready for work on the front side of the body. This is one of the moves that we're going to be practicing for those of you who are coming to our class next September in Portugal. This is the Holloman Institute. I'm Perry Holloman. It's been a pleasure.